And a very warm welcome along, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's doing well today. Welcome into Samake and Kanbei over on Twitch, and welcome into D-Wern, Leonard Thompson, and Urban Huntsman and Seth Kearney over on YouTube. I hope everyone's having a fantastic start to the week. We need to reset that reset counter. We don't have 56 resets, goodness me. That's not a spoiler either. Why isn't that reset counter resetting? What don't I have open at the moment? What have I broken is the question. Let's try and figure that out. Oh, I don't have my script open that tracks my controller, apparently. So let's open that up now. Make sure that's all working. Hopefully now we'll be able to reset the resets. There we go. Just got to have the right thing open. Congratulations, Sam, on your Shroomish, Pelipper, and Lilleep. Now, we're going to be running Annihilate today. I have got a poll up, and there's just a couple more minutes to vote. We can either do End of the Line, which is what I've got set up, or we can do the full Evo line. I really don't mind either way. I've got a little bit more time than I thought I would today. But it's looking like End of the Line is going to be what we're running, which is fine by me. Makes an easier challenge on my end. It's 50-50 over on Twitch. There's about a minute left on the poll over on Twitch. And it's 62-38 for End of the Line here on YouTube. So that is what we are going to be running today. In the meantime, I'm going to have a very quick look at our Annihilate. You can see we are level 5 with 27 HP. Holding a berry with Scratch, Leo, Focus Energy, and Fury Swipes. 18 in attack, 14 in defense, 11 in special attack, 15 in special defense, and 15 also in speed. And our hidden power type today on this one is Dark. We're going perfect DVs for our Annihilate. We'll do that for Mankey as well if we do end up doing a full Evo line challenge, but it does look like End of the Line is going to be winning. He does kind of look like he's wearing goggles or glasses, doesn't he? Kind of went a little bit over the top on the eyes there. Thank you for the lurk on Twitch, Kanbei. Always appreciated. I think I could probably improve the sprite a little bit, but I'm kind of happy with where it is at the moment. And with that, the voting is pretty much over. So we are going to be running End of the Line for this one. Let's end the poll here on YouTube. The Twitch poll's about to expire. So, we know what we're doing now. I'm going to have a very quick sip of drink before getting started. I'm wondering, you know, do I want to swap to my backup overlay? I think I do for this one. Let me just very quickly swap to my Moves to Big overlay. There we go. Looks a little bit better on screen now. I've got two different overlays that do the same. So this one, it just removes the TM labels at the top. Are we ready? Let's go. Time has started. Now, I have been doing a lot of Gen 2 runs recently, but the last run that I did, I'm midway through it at the moment, is not timed. Because I'm finally getting round to doing that video I promised a very long time ago, where we go through the routing of Gen 2. So that's going to be a very, very long video. We're about an hour into the video, and I'm only at Morty. So that one's going to be a mammoth video, hopefully out on Friday if I can complete it in time. If not, it'll be out at some point over the weekend. And the schedule's going to be a bit up in the air. I didn't realise just how busy my May is. So we're going to be doing videos probably twice or three times a week, but it's likely for most of May we're going to be streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Barring my birthday stream, which is going to be Friday the 16th of May, just a couple of weeks' time. On that day, we will be doing a big stream. I've not quite decided what we're doing yet. I've got a few ideas. But I'm sure we'll figure something out. So that's the plan for this month. By June, we'll be back to normal. Just an awful lot of stuff happens during May, unfortunately. And of course, I was live over the weekend with Kim for a couple of hours over on Twitch. If you aren't following me on Twitch, please do think about it. I do stream occasionally, separately from YouTube over on there. That's where you can find me mostly playing other Pokemon games. But I do sometimes just play a bit of Fall Guys, do whatever I like, really. I just don't like not having a consistent schedule. I like to know personally when I'm live, but I also like other people to know when I'm live as well. So that's the plan for this month. Next month it's going to be back to normal. And let us take on a rival one. We'll see how we get on this time. Kim won the shiny race, but to be honest, by the very end, I didn't care who won. Welcome in, Fakulak. I hope you're doing well today. I also hope I pronounced your name correctly. Yeah, by the end, I just didn't care who won that race. I just wanted the race to be over. It was 4-3 to Kim by the end, which is not bad going at all for a couple of hours. I could do a shiny Pikachu run in Let's Go, but I don't have any overlays made up for a Gen 7 challenge. Fakulash, I will remember that. Thank you for correcting the pronunciation there. Low kick, absolutely yes please. We'll get rid of Fury Swipes. Because low kick's going to be a half decent move going through the early part of this challenge. And thank goodness, unlike other ghost types, we're able to hit normal types. In fact, we've got something super effective for normal types. I like Gens 1 through 3. Because Gens 1 through 3 I can get game hook compatibility with. Some bad news, by the way, on the 16-bit version of Crystal. There's no way to make it game hook compatible. I had a real deep dive into the code yesterday. Low kick's only 90% accurate, unfortunately, in Gen 2. And as we know, 90% accurate means it misses 2 times out of 3. Fearow would be fun, but the trouble with Fearow is it'd be over before it's begun. So the birthday streams, I always try and go a little bit longer. And Fearow is very much too good for a birthday stream. I could do something similar to what I did a couple of years ago, where I run a lot of the fast Pokemon back-to-back to see if we can break records. I was considering, you know, doing Mega Rayquaza, Mega Groudon, and Mega Kyogre. That's the Pokemon. Goodness me, brain. Do keep up. But Megas, I think, weren't that popular. Thank you for the follow, Chef Priz. Let's go into Slowpoke Well. Slowpoke Well, Sprout Tower. I do need to sort out my alerts. Yep, Rage Fist is all working perfectly, Gemma. It will get boosted. So when we hit level 35, Rage Fist does work. We did, for the channel anniversary last year, we did Ursaring, I think, in every single game. We've done it with Girafarig as well. But that's something that we've done in a lot of games. I do believe we're only weak to Ghost and Flying. There is no fairy in this particular backport. Well, there is, but we just don't have any fairy Pokemon. Oh, we're weak to Psychic as well. Stomping Tantrum's interesting. It was an absolute nightmare to code in. But I do prefer Earthquake myself. Yeah, it is a shame that the 3 punches are special. Just 50 in special attack means it's probably not going to be worth running them. Might pick up an Ice Punch for Lance, just in case. But we'll have super effective stab for Jazz on her Magnemite line. Yeah, Ghost being physical is going to be very, very handy. Although we don't learn Shadow Ball, I've just noticed. I'm very tempted to pause the timer after this gym battle and just very quickly code in Shadow Ball. That's something that, because Shadow Ball's not a Gen 9 TM, it didn't get picked up. So I think I will pause the timer and I'll very, very quickly add Shadow Ball to the learn set. Because I feel like it would learn Shadow Ball in Gen 2. Zephyr Badge in 746. Pausing the timer at 750. Let's make sure I've got the right backport all loaded up. Nope, that's the Lucario one for Thursday. So what do we need to do? ANNIHILAPE.asm. Shadow Ball will run and make, and while that's doing that, we need to get to our TM moves. Find Annihilape in the list. Add that there. Give it a refresh. And now we've just got to make the game again. And then we'll be good to go. We're not going to get Shadow Punch if we're running end of the line, unfortunately. Because that's a move that you get just by evolution. Because it's the first make of the day as well, it's going to take a little bit longer. Because I've not built any Pokemon Crystal backports today. There we go. Crystal Annihilate. Yeah, the move is useless here, but we do have it coded in. This backport, by the way, is available on the website TreyerSquidgy.com if you want to play it. Hang on. We're going to have to redo Falkner. I saved before, but not after. There we go, we get bonus Falkner. There's the phone call. Goodness me. I don't really think about Raging Fury too much. The timer is going again. What is Raging Fury? Is that the ability? Because if it's the ability, I don't really focus too much on them for Gen 2, honestly. We are going to need to reload the mapper as well. Unfortunately, that crashed doing this. So we'll beat up a rat at the same time. There we go. Mapper reloaded. Beat up some of these trainers en route. A lot of these won't have anything at all to hit us with at the moment. Bullying Falkner is on the menu an awful lot at the moment, to be fair. Let's take a cheeky little insurance heal in here. I do find it weird, you know, that we can learn Thunderbolt of all things. Move that super potion up to top spot. Might as well take on the hikers today. Can clear that reset as well. We didn't have a reset. That's just the auto reset tracking. Three one-shots on the Geodude, that's what we like to see. Get the Great Ball, walk one step too low, end up with an encounter. Now I reckon we're going to need to get ourselves Swift to get through Bugsy a little bit easier, because low kick's going to be resisted. Quad resisted, in fact. But that does mean we're at the mercy of the wild encounters. And we know what the wild encounters are like. They're mean. Why was Totodile the rival starter? Because Totodile gets a Dark-type move. And we're weak to... Well, we're not weak to Dark. But with one of our types being Ghost, I had to come up with a reason for something. And Totodile's also the bulkiest of them. So in theory, it'd be the hardest challenge. In practice, it's not going to be the hardest challenge, because none of them is going to be hard. We'll get the HM friends after Slowpoke well as well today. Good morning, Adrian. I hope you're doing well today. No thank you to Swagger. We can get it as a TM later on if we need it. I've tried coding in Terra types, and it's a lot more complex than I hoped. Because I've got to rewrite the entire stab routine. And rewriting the entire stab routine is not fun. Because you get, isn't it a 3 times stab or something if it's your type, but you still keep stab even if you change Terra type? Something very bizarre like that. I can't quite remember the mechanics off the top of my head. Or is it 2 times that you get? Whatever it is, it's complex and hurts my brain. Z moves are an absolute nightmare. Because we only have room for 2 extra moves. 3 extra moves, I beg your pardon, in Gen 2. I love the Kakuna tie. It's like Metapod has a little nose. We resist Fury Cutter, it does next to nothing. We grow to level 20. Get ourselves the Hive badge. We'll take on Rival 2. Here is That Was Rival 2. Kakuna did go through a bit of a redesign between Gen 1 and Gen 2, didn't it? There's Paris. And there's Psyduck. Very much rival poo right there. You're not wrong, Kanbei. Welcome in, chat. I hope you're having a great day. There's HMO1. Teach cut and flash to Paris. Use another repel. Underbought repels there, I've just noticed. We'll grab ourselves Headbutt. Can pick up more repels and goldenrod, so it's not too bad. Favourite starter, I bloody love Rowlet. My all-time favourite starter is Rowlet. I just think it's so, so cute. There's our Abra. So let's take on Gina. It is a shame that we have no physical or special split in. Just for the punches. I did try coding it after stream the other day. I know that Snowy's given it a go as well. We're trying to do it in a hybrid way. But the code just quite isn't working yet. What the fucking hell, Kanbei? Did you misclick there? Apologies for the swearing. Kanbei, did you misclick? Am I reading that right? Thank you so frigging much. That is... I don't know what to say. Thank you so much, Kanbei. The only thing I can give you in return is if there's something you want me to backport, or there's something that you want me to try and code into Gen 2, I will do my absolute best to make it happen. I see what you did with the 11212. It's a shame that we don't have, like, decimals of decimal pennies to make that cheaper, but thank you so much. I'm lost for words. Doesn't happen often, but I don't know what to say. I'm almost crying here. Jesus. $11,202, that's out of everyone's budget, I think. But everybody, can we just say a massive thank you to Kanbei? Kanbei has been with us since pretty much day one. Always been supportive. Always been there, encouraging me through the bad times, through the good times, through it all. Kanbei, you're an absolute legend. I've been meaning to thank you even without this. I was going to say thank you on the birthday stream specifically to you because you have been absolutely wonderful. Oh, Alolan Ninetales, consider it done. I'm going to put that in my planning and scheduling. Alolan Ninetales backport. Let's unpause the timer at 16:33 and try and remember what the hell we were doing. We're going to change the time to Sunday morning because my brain is a little bit mush now. Get ourselves Kenya. I do love Alolan Vulpix. It is very cute. Fortunately, we had the timer paused as soon as the super chat came through. And a lot of this, I will be honest, is just muscle memory now. So if I can get back into a rhythm, we should be fine. Whitney can't hit with stab, and she's gonna get beaten up by cross chop, hopefully. I know, cross chop at 22. This is not Gen 2 we're talking about here with this learn set. Don't need the quickie C, we've got 90 speed. We do resist rollout as well, it's just going to be a bad time. Welcome in, Monster Heart. Yep, it isn't Sunday in real life, but it's Sunday in game. Oh, yep, it will miss consistently, and it's only 5 PP. My brain is still a little bit mush. Those of you on Twitch, for context, Kanbei has just super chatted a very, very large amount of money that has kind of broken my brain in ways that I didn't think my brain could even be broken. But my brain's broken anyway, so what can we do? Get the HM friends in some kind of order. I reckon we are going to need to grab a bunch of PP up, you know. That is enough money to buy Oblivion Remastered. I've never played an Elder Scrolls game. That's a lie, I've played about 5 minutes of Skyrim and I didn't understand it and it was scary, so I left. I've got to remember to get the bloody radio card questions in the first place, honestly. If you don't mind, I'm going to kick some balls as we do the Volt Orb and the Magnemite here. YouTube doesn't take half of the super chat, it does take a percentage. I'm not sure I'm allowed to talk about the percentage. But I think it's worth it for having the red name at the top of the screen for hopefully the entire stream. I'm kind of on a race now for this stream to get to the end of the challenge while Kanbei's still up there. We'll low kick a Clefairy. We'll low kick a cow. Plain badge. Let's move on. I think we're medium slow. But we could easily be medium fast. Bog off, Erwin. Nobody likes you. Medium fast, thanks, Paul. I like Drain Punch, rather. I have one on my Paradox Hairy Mama. No shiny hunting of the Pseudo Widow today. I am going to start rebuilding a ROM hack with proper chaining in over the summer. Could always do both for the requested run. One as a stream, one as a video. I'm not bothering with the quick accuracy today just because the time's not going to be great anyway now. Close combat's really there as our we need something big to demolish a Pokemon button. I'm thinking mostly Steelix for close combat. Assurance is only there until we get Rage Fist. I am doing very well, thank you, Daniel. How are you? That's the much more important question. I love how the only thing this has to hit us is Poison Sting. So we might as well get the experience when we can here. Now, even though we're not likely to be seeing Assurance much in this challenge, it is coded incorrectly, just for those rare cases where the enemy hits itself in confusion. I'm still playing on my backup controller, so my bike controller isn't quite as good as I'd like it to be, because this has a looser D-pad. Rage Fist will work as it does in Generation 9. And I can completely see the swimsuit on Nidoqueen. That, by the way, Markstar, is from the YouTube chat. I didn't come up with that. I hasten to add. I hope work goes very well for you today, Daniel. I don't know if we're going to see another Nidoqueen to figure out whether it's a bikini or a One Piece. Low kick is not a good move, is it? But it's our best fighting type move, unfortunately. Hidden Power Dark, we've got perfect DVs here, yeah. Oh, I didn't move Paris's moves around, did I? Flash Dig, Cut, Rock Smash. Nidoqueen does have the boobicles, you're not wrong there. With the old breasty plates. Then they're not quite as accentuated as, say, a Jinx's that we'll see at will. Is that really what we've descended to today? We're skipping food talk, and instead we're talking about the breasts of Pokemon. You're watching a challenge run with me. Anything could happen. Welcome in, DG777. I hope you're doing very well today. Which Pokemon has the best pair? No comments is my response to that. I can't believe you asked it, and I'm restraining myself to answer it. That's one for a Twitch-only stream, I reckon. Can't go full degen on YouTube, otherwise I'll get demonetized, unfortunately. I think it's part of the territory, isn't it? Being weird and a Pokefan. Oh, Peen. If Hypnosis misses, we're absolutely fine now. Hopefully. No, we're not. 23 hate. We are. Oh, that was a bit of a roller coaster. 2703 for Morty's badge. That was a very clutch sleep time there. If I wasn't on stream, I probably would have taken an early reset, honestly. I thought I'd risk it today, because the chances are you only get one encounter there, but we ended up with a bloody double. Mintberry, probably don't need that until later on now. Get the Nougat. Yeah, Chuck's one is going to be like, what happened, mate? Why are you undead now? Twelve of you. Gen 3 low kick's interesting because of its mechanic. I like the flinch of Gen 2 low kick, but I want it to be 100% accurate. I don't think I'd be able to cope with being angry 100% of the time. I'm one of those people, I always try and look on the bright side of everything. To a fault a lot of the time, to be fair. But yeah, I just don't like the idea of being angry most of the time. I think Ghost's kind of an easy type to design Fakemon for. Because there's a lot of easy inspiration, and there aren't that many Ghost types to begin with. Always Look on the Bright Side of Life is one of those annoying songs, isn't it? It's not quite as annoying as Don't Worry, Be Happy. But it is a bloody annoying song. I've never been a fan of whistling in songs. I think that's what it is for me. Did I plonk on a repel? Yes, I did. I don't mind Aqua's Barbie Girl. I believe that was released in 97. Same year as Mbop by Hanson. Just no whistling in general, to be fair, for me. Wannabe's an absolute banger. There's a reason it got so popular. If it isn't 100% accurate, then there is a chance that you'll miss every single time. I'm not sure mostly because of my casino background, I'm not sure I'd say it's 50% accurate, but it's definitely not guaranteed. I like the idea of a haunted suit of armor. I went very posh there with the way I said suit, didn't I? Suit. Let's take on Chuck. Goodbye, Primate. Goodbye, Polyrath. The suit did have an accent, didn't it? 3215 for Chuck's badge. Fly on Kenya. We'll swap Kenya up to tippy top spot now. Believe it or not, in all my time dealing in casinos, I never dealt dice at all. Thank you for popping in, Adrian. I hope you have a great day at work. I think that theory is one that can hold water. But at the same time, I think it might be a little bit too clever for Gen 1 Game Freak. Best of luck with the new product launch. Launch. Hopefully it goes well for you. Oh, we forgot to do Campertod on the way up. Try to risk it for a biscuit again with these encounters. One of these buttons gets us into the fly menu again. We're going to give Jazz a go now. We might regret it, but then again, we might not. And you miss 100% of the chances you don't take. Weirdly enough, in a lot of challenges lately, I've ended up picking up that bloody PP up in Violet City. Let's take on Jazz now. Cross Chop did us proud. Mineral badge in 3452. Welcome in Bolt Bean Gaming. Rage Fist does work exactly as you would expect. So it will increase its power every single time we're hit in battle. Unfortunately, we're at a point in the challenge where we can't really show off Rage Fist that well. Because there are going to be normal types littered about here and there, and I don't want to get statused by a lot of the others. But I'm sure when we get to the Pokemon League, that is when we shall start to see Rage Fist in all its glory. Yep, this is one of the most tedious parts of Crystal. I always try and get through it quick, sharp, and in a hurry. I mean, blaming Lance for anything's always a good idea, to be fair. I am far too much of a wimp to play Phasmophobia, honestly. My tolerance for scary stuff is particularly low. It might not be that bad to most people, but anything scarier than, like, Mario Brothers is terrifying to me, honestly. Ooh, good question. I know that Giraffere can get all the way to Jasmine with the berry. I'll have to look back at some footage to see where we lose the berry for others. Because quite often we just end up ditching the berry anyway. I reckon Dodrio could get very far with the berry, actually. It is very reassuring to know that Pokemon can't go boom on us, having the ghost type. I've not personally done the Gen 9 starters yet, no. They're very detailed Pokemon, and the sprite work, I've got to be honest, really intimidates the heck out of me. Glacier Badge in 3947. I've become really bad at hitting this spinner. Now, just a reminder, once we're through the ice path, I'm going to take a very, very quick break. I am in desperate need of rehydration at the moment. My favourite out of the three Paldea starters is Quaxly, and I feel like that's more controversial than it should be. But then I like ducks. I will grab the Seal Cry after the break as well, after I've rehydrated. I've not watched the anime in years. What crap do we have in the bag that we can get rid of? Both Johto and Hoenn have very strong starters. There we go, there's our Nouget. We are going to pause the timer at 42:29. I'm going to take a very, very quick couple of minutes break, rehydrate, have a little stretch. Kanbei, I'm rolling another Gen 2 pack for you for the break. We'll see what you get, and then we shall reconvene in 3 minutes' time. And we are back. Thank you so much for your patience there. We are good to go for the next part of this challenge. We'll unpause the timer, and we're actually going to repause it again because I do just want to do a very quick bit of testing, but I'm not quite sure where's best to do this testing because I've got a feeling, you know, that Rage Fist might have broken itself on us. Welcome in, Alajango. This has been an interesting run to begin with. I got myself a quick sip of drink, blew my nose. Usual stuff for a midstream break. I'm just going to very quickly test. This isn't part of the challenge run. I just want to test Rage Fist. See if the counter has gone up. With player 3, Rage Fist has gone up. Something's gone a little bit funky there. I'm going to keep it... No, wait, that is right. That is alright, I've just shifted RAM addresses. That's absolutely fine. So now to make it legit, we'll get back to the Pokemon Center just here and we'll unpause again. How do you get Primate to evolve? Use Rage Fist 20 times. But we started with the end of the line, so we didn't need to bother with that. Thank goodness. We all had a choice at the beginning of the stream, and people chose the end of the line. I think for sure now we'll at least get to both of our 1-1-2-1-2 sections. While you're still at the top of the screen there, Kanbe. And just a reminder, if you are a channel member, you do have early access to the next video. So that's something I'm trying to bring back slowly but surely. As soon as the video's done, I'm uploading it and I'm trying to make it available to channel members. There are going to be times where it's only like a couple of hours early. There are going to be other times where you get like 2 or 3 days early. It's just going to be as and when the videos are done, they'll go live. For all you wonderful HM friends. I saw you'd commented on the Gramble, Kanbe. And no spoilers, but I think what you commented is exactly how I thought things would pan out. I think there's a very, very slight bug with Rage Fist at the moment. In that it's only activating after the second hit. So I will need to go back into the code at some point, but should be fine for our challenge run purposes here. Bloody poison. So if Rage Fist is working correctly, as it was in testing, I hasten, something's gone wrong with bloody Rage Fist. Let's pause the timer, let's take a reset. Didn't even save in front of this guy because we normally don't bloody have to. I do have a separate branch for Rage Fist testing, so hopefully I can get this backport fixed by the weekend. There was me all confident as well that it was working as expected, because it was. We'll go to our backup move. You know what, can we rewind those PP ups, actually? The shame of it all at the moment, honestly. There we go, we've got our PP ups back. We'll go for backup Shadow Ball. Yeah, for some reason, I think it might be because I shifted stuff in RAM. So, to try and explain what I think's gone on, I won't be 100% sure. I merged a more recent version of the Challenge Run patch into the Annihilate patch. And I think what's happened is some wires have got crossed somewhere, so Rage Fist isn't tracking correctly, so I'll just need to go through the code and figure out what went wrong, ostensibly. It's the sort of thing when you're hacking a ROM, very easy to happen. It's not the end of the world. Shadow Ball's still a perfectly cromulent, what is it, 80 base power move in Gen 2? So that would be 100 and... with the badge boost and stab. 135, I think, with the badge boost and stab. someone better at mental arithmetic than me can verify that it's about 135, I'll be very happy. Especially if I've got it on the nose there. A year ago, I knew the grand sum of nothing, really, about Gen 2 hacking. I credit Snowy and Dan with getting me started, really. Without those two, I would have no idea how to create the challenge run base. Snowy's an absolute magician when it comes to anything assembly code. And then Dan knows an awful lot about an awful lot. And Dan has helped the channel very much so behind the scenes as well. Once I'm at a point where I think that most features are complete, I'm just going to open up the code to everyone. I have opened up, I'm not sure if people are aware, I've opened up the Gen 1 challenge run base because I'm struggling to get a menu in. So in the meantime, what I've done is I've opened up the coding for the backport base for red and yellow with things like the reordered Pokémon and the guaranteed perfect DVs at the start. And that combined with the re-release of GameHook, which is available again, by the way. You can set your values in GameHook, but I am trying behind the scenes to get something in place so that you're able to set your DVs and your starter in-game like you can in the Gen 2 backport base. Also, if anyone ever is in the Discord and wants to learn or try and work stuff out together, just drop me a ping. If you've got an idea, let me know. I'll see if we can figure it out. Goes for anybody in the Discord as well. It's like I'm sure between us we've got some very fun ideas that if we combine all of our coding abilities together, or even just our creative workaround solutions together, could make pretty much anything happen in Gen 2. Get 3 protein and 4 calcium. Could also sell the charcoal now as well. We're almost through Radio Tower. We get there in the end. I'm going to put Headbutt back in Tippy Top spot just so that we have a move that normal types aren't going to be immune to. I had my sweet chili chicken wrap about 15 minutes before coming on air. I'm midway through the mega video as well. The Gen 2 routing. So that video's hopefully going to be out by the end of the week. So that's what I was recording this morning. Woke up very early for me today. Woke up at 9:30. Timed my sleeping medication to perfection last night. So it won't happen again. Never does. See, I'm in the opposite situation. There's no Sainsbury's anywhere near me. It's like a 20-minute train ride to my nearest Sainsbury's. But I am surrounded by Tesco now. This is 11212. I said this is 11212 after all of that. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Which is why Kanbei very kindly super chatted £112 and 12 pence. We'll get another chance at 11212 in just a moment as well. Can tell we're in medium slow, by the way, because we aren't a max return friendship yet. We'll headbutt the horsey. 500 is the biggest super chat available. I hope for the sake of everyone's wallets, if you're considering doing a £500 super chat, please don't. There are far better things to spend £500 on than a super chat on YouTube. I wish there was like a 50p super chat, honestly. Because it's not wrong to say that the streaming industry, you do work for tips, as it were. Thank you, Windows, but I don't need to update quite yet. Please leave my screen, Windows Update. I've got two hands on the controller and you're blocking the view of the screen. Can't bloody see anything at the moment. Go away, there we go. See, unfortunately, I'm contractually bound to Adobe. 11212. And Adobe doesn't work on Linux. And GameHook also doesn't work on Linux, to be fair. Not easily, anyway. 5505 for Claire. We got through both 11212s. I'm still on Windows 10. There will be an alternative to Adobe on Linux, but that means learning a new piece of software, and I'm pretty good with Photoshop. I've used it for 15, 20 years. Same with Adobe Premiere, same with After Effects. So I just kind of stick with what I know, honestly. My off-screen repel tracker's broken as well now. I miss my old phone with a headphone jack. Let's see what you get, Kim, in your pack. You get a Geofella, an Arcanine, and a Rattata. I'm on an AMD CPU. I realise it's been 5 years since I upgraded my PC, so I should probably think about saving up for some upgrades as well. It's a GPU I want to get my hands on. But at the moment I'm paying off my new washing machine. Monkey's had a few issues, Kim, I'm not gonna lie. One being that Rage Fist is completely broken, even though it was working in the testing version of the backport. So there is some stuff that I need to fix behind the scenes. But we're running with Rage Fist at home. GPUs are more than washing machines, but I don't particularly want to have two big purchases on credit at the moment. I went nearly 6 years without a washing machine. Not going back to that dark place again. Welcome in, Party XP. I hope you're doing well today. I love how I couldn't fit Stomping Tantrum in, so it's just called Stomp Tantrum. We're going to heal up. I'm also going to pause the timer because my off-screen info that tells me things like repel steps has completely broken itself. And I'd quite like to be able to see stuff like that. Makes the challenge go a little bit smoother, so I'm going to refresh and see what the issue is. Now the question is, what even is that overlay called? What's it whinging about? Move base power is undefined. Which move? Apparently Stomping Tantrum isn't in the overlay at the moment. I thought it was. 75 base power move with 100% accurate. Let's see. With 15 PP, I do believe. 10 PP. There we go, that error. Not that any of you could see it, but it could have potentially made the overlay go a little bit funky. There we go. Everything is back as it should be now. So we will say thank you to Kenya, to Abra, to Psyduck, Mercy to Paris, and the biggest thank you of all goes to you wonderful green names in the YouTube chat, and you names with the badges in the Twitch chat. We're going to get our full restores, and we'll have a look at our stats going into the league. We are level 51 with 203 HP. We are of course holding nothing at the moment with Shadow Ball, Cross Chop, Stomping Tantrum and Low Kick. 160 in attack, 119 in defense, 192 I beg your pardon in special attack, 133 in special defense and 128 in speed. I need to rehydrate. Excuse me, apologies about that. Overused my voice a little bit today. Let's take on our first league member. This is Will. He is, of course, a psychic type specialist who's going to lead with Xatu. Goodbye, Xatu. Goodbye, Jinx. Goodbye, Executor. Then it's going to be goodbye to Slowbro. And finally, goodbye, Xatu. Here is That Was Will. Second up is Koga. It's just very short for Ape is like as short as I could make the word ape go, while still spelling out the word ape. Oh no, we've been toxicked, however will we cope? We will cope, or we won't cope because of absolute BS there. The absolute state of this fortress. Being able to toxic stall us. Because it can't hit us with any moves. It's the one thing with running a ghost type. You don't see it very often. But you do run the risk of that kind of nonsense happening. I'm going to learn... No, we won't learn Outrage. We'll do Ice Punch. Because of Fortress's very specific learn set, you do run that risk, unfortunately. This is Karen. Let's see how we get on. Goodbye, Umbreon. I love how that Gengar's only got Lick. Goodbye, Murkrow. And goodbye, Houndoom. Now it's time for Lance. Not sure how we're going to get on here, but we'll give it a go. Thank you for the 12-month salad, Django. I think we've got off very lucky here at Lance, honestly. He's healing looping. And it is all over barring the singing for Lance. Let's get our final Hall of Fame time of 104.38 for the Annihilate. Now, I am going to take a very quick extra break now. Just because I'm still a little bit all over the place at the moment. Just need a couple of moments to reframe my head, and then we'll be back for the final part of the challenge. And we are back. Thank you so much for your patience there. I really do need a break screen that isn't timed as well. Rehydrated during that break as well, so hopefully the voice will hold up until the end of this challenge. We're going to go and retrieve our HM friends. And thank you once again, Kanbei, for that very, very generous super chat. You did fall off the top of the screen as we were on the break there, but thank you once again. We will grab the HM friends, and it's going to be a quick fly over to Ecruteak City, where we're going to get our first of 2 rare candies. There we go. Enjoy your lunch, Kanbei. Have something extra delicious, hopefully. I'm going to start thinking about dinner soon, but honestly, it's too warm. Even for me, it's too warm to eat at the moment. There's a seal. I owe you a seal cry. It's brr brr. See, that was your mistake, not buying any treats in Costco. Got a memory like a sieve today. I'm glad that we got that seal. Now, while we're making our way through the boats and stuff, we have Gramble coming out tomorrow as a pre-recorded video. It's going to be another end of the line. Then we're going to be back for Lucario on Thursday this week. And then at some point over the weekend, we're going to have the big challenge run video showing you all the routing to do through Generation 2. It's going to be a mega video, probably looking at 2 to 3 hours long. We're going to go right into the nitty-gritty of everything. So if you do want to learn how to challenge run, there'll be something to refer to. I'm hoping to make it as comprehensive as possible. So regardless of which Pokemon you're running, you should be able to refer back to that video and find out everything you need to know. But with that, let's take on our first Cantonian gym leader. This is Surge. He's electric. He's also not going to stand a chance. Should hopefully be as simple as 5 one-shots to get us started. No thank you to Final Gambit, that would instantly lose us the challenge. Let's move on now to our second gym. I really want to know why they decided to combine grass with poison quite so often in Gen 1 and Gen 2. It's very frustrating when you're running a fighting type. It's like normal and flying is overrepresented in the early gens as well, even in the later gens, to be fair. Because even in Gen 9 they added one, didn't they? Squawkabilly. Did we ever run the Chatot backport? Thinking about normal flying. Because if we didn't, I reckon that one would be fun to do. Seem to remember Chatot having fairly good special attack. Although I could be getting it mixed up with another Pokemon I backported at a similar time. I wish there was a way to get the swearing loudly to work for Chatter. If only there was a way to read a WAV file or something via the Game Boy. Because that would be really fun. I do like a lot of the gimmick mons, to be fair. Janine being as useful as ever there. That means we can move ourselves on to Saffron City once more. Gonna take the heal here. One of the things I have noticed doing this routing video is Pokemon Center healing is actually quicker than healing from the bag. In most instances. So if you are going past the Pokemon Center, I'd just dip in. As opposed to bag healing, because there's a lot of fumbling that can go on in the bag. Shouldn't be using a super repel there. Where are our max repels? There they are. Get those up to top spot now. If there's a mod in chat, please do approve that message that's just come through on Twitch. If there's no mod, I will approve it when we're chatting with the power plant guy. Very fair, Alajango. Not going to repeat what you said, but very fair. This should just be 3 one-shots. It was, in fact, 3 one-shots. Are we ready? It's time for Nugget Bridge. I know, it's the best part of the challenge. Everybody get your Nugget Bridge celebrations in chat, please. We don't get to see it for quite as long as we want. It's a very short part of the challenge. I know it's the best part of Generation 2, so we've got to really, really just appreciate it while it's here. We're already about halfway through Nugget Bridge now. I do love that most things on Nugget Bridge are weak to ice as well. So even though we'll be learning Ice Punch... Oh no. Somebody has asked me over on Twitch to do the Jinx try. I'll wait until we've done Nugget Bridge. I'll take a sip of drink. And everybody, when I do it, please cover your ears. Because it's going to be loud. It's going to be long. It's going to be ridiculous. Honestly. After we've chatted with Misty, I will pause the timer, grab the drink, and we will do it. Cover your ears in 3, in 2, in 1, because here's Jinx. It's blah 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 blah. Excuse me. I bloody love Jinx. We've got more gym leaders to beat up now. Starting off here at Misty. Also, we forgot to say goodbye to Nugget Bridge, so goodbye, Nugget Bridge. It was nice knowing you for another challenge. Cross chop hit. We one-shot Lapras. Goodbye. I realised with the original way I was doing that Jinx Cry, I missed out a little bit of it. So that's the full extended Jinx cut. What? We weren't wearing a rappel? Sacrilege. Very in shock that we got all those steps in on the water without an encounter, considering we didn't have a rappel on. Get the X-Men card so that we can get through the Snorlax. That's the wrong way, Squidge. There we go. Hello, Snorlax. Goodbye, Snorlax. It's not very often we take on that Snorlax, but I wanted to one-shot it. And that brings us very nicely onto Brock. Brock's going to lead with a Graveler, so we'll use Shadow Ball and it'll go down in 1. We'll Stomping Tantrum the Omastar, I reckon that should one-shot. Same with Kabutops. Onyx is the bulkiest, so we might have to risk a cross-chop. Nah, we'll Stomping Tantrum. That's Brock done, 2 leaders plus red left to go. I want to know how bad the problem is in Kanto in Gen 2. That they're now not only needing Pokemon to be woken up, but they need to have a dedicated radio station 24/7 to it. I've started trying to adjust my movement there for 3 drill, just for the little while anyway. Because we're doing a lot of the end of the line Pokemon. 3 drill is just a bit of a time sink that we don't have time for. So I'm trying to get used to avoiding 3 drill. Which is a shame. But then when we go back to the main series, we'll be saying hello to 3 drill a lot again. Blaine, you're almost as bad as Janine. And with that, we're at blue. Let's see how we get on. He's going to lead with Pidgeot. So we will cross-chop away the Pidgeot. We'll Shadow Ball the Alakazam. Then I reckon a pair of returns for the Gyarados. Ooh, you nasty, nasty bugger. Critical hitting there. I have reset it. Oh, you tit. I have reset a blade a couple of times. Sorry, the way I just had no words other than "oh you tit" has kind of tickled me there. That bloody Arcanine. What is it, a 10% chance for the burn? And of course we ended up being burnt, so we took an unnecessary reset. There we go. 119.52. Where are my full restores? There they are. I think that was a very nice touch, that they kept just one individual Snorlax that Red didn't get. It managed to shift westward by a little bit as well. I find it amazing that to get from Western Kanto to Eastern Kanto, you either need to go through one of two caves or cross water. The authorities really need to think about building a road or something. Especially because in Generation 2, they managed to build a bloody magnet train. So why not just have a station? A bloody save state in the wrong place. I pressed the buttons in the wrong order. That is true, not all regions can be like Unova, incredibly circular. Let's save state in the correct place, and we'll use some rare candies. We're only fighting 5 Pokemon, we know that Pikachu's completely irrelevant here. Still take a lot of damage from the Zard, so we're going to use another 3 rare candies, get ourselves up to a particularly nice level. Pikachu's just a pest at this point. And Zard crits. Of course he crits. I very much doubt we're going to struggle now that we've got the lefties on. Should be a one-shot on this Peskeon. Snorlax literally cannot hit us. So that's about as free as it gets. And he's just played himself here. One-shotting red Snorlax is very, very rare. Let's get that time on our leaderboard now. I do very much like one-shotting red Snorlax. Helps if you add it to the correct leaderboard, doesn't it? Now the question is, where is that leaderboard's file? I've lost it. There we go. No, that's not it. It's this one. We get there in the end. So let's see where that places us on the leaderboard. 10th place, top 10 finish, even with a couple of errors here and there in the backport. Not too displeased with that. 123.02 is not a bad time whatsoever. But with that, there's only one more thing left to do. Let us return Kenya. One day I'll learn how to navigate this PC. Kenya, it's been an absolute pleasure over the last hour and 23 minutes, but you've got to go home. Also, this overlay that I've accidentally clicked on may or may not get used. Thought I'd try updating the overlay for 2025. Let me know if you like how it looks. If you like it, we can always think about running it permanently. But with that, we are in fact done for the day. I've got to get on with recording yet more of this routing video. I do want to say thank you to Ronjamin1022 for joining at Pokeball Tier off stream. Alajango for the 12 months at Pokeball Tier. And of course, Kanbei for your absolutely so generous 11212 super chat. Genuinely, words cannot express how grateful I am for that. But for today, I am out of time. I really hope you've all had a wonderful stream today. We've got Gramble tomorrow. We've got Lucario's Backport on Thursday. I'm going to go off, get a drink and finish off this recording. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. I'll catch you all very, very soon.